Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Dustland Delivery, shall we? Now, I'm going to be checking out the brand new DLC Sheol, which is going to feature a new map that has both above ground and below ground content, and I'm excited to see what changes have come to the game. This DLC will be available April 3rd, I believe. And let's dive in for the very first time to see what this new content does. So I'm going to play on Sheol. It is listed as hard. So we have to play this in hero mode. Okay. So I actually don't normally play in hero mode because I've had runs where my main character dies and we just keep going because we're the truck. But now I have to be really careful with our starting character. And given that, maybe I want my character to be a little tougher, a little, harder to kill. So we can bounce around and, maybe be a mercenary as our starting character. It's not the worst idea. And which truck do we want to begin with? This truck is, This truck is tough. It's tougher. It uses a ton of fuel, but it's at least stronger, so that could help us. And I'm fine with this. And I'm ready. I thought I had enabled hero mode. Okay. In the darkness, you hear a muffled sound. You've yet to open your eyes, but you can feel a warm liquid trickling down your leg. Reaching down, you feel an object sticking out of your thigh. A sudden wave of pain washes over you. And I'm in Via Dolorosa, and it's the beginning. Jeez, that stings. I was wounded. Well, I tried to be tough. I still started hurt. And I need to switch drivers. Okay. Being accidentally wounded has taught Merc a valuable life lesson, so we get some experience. That's good. It takes a lot of effort, but you manage to tear off the mask, obscuring your vision. You appear to be in the cab of some sort of truck. Things are still blurry, but you can make out windows riddled with bullet holes, a smashed-up trailer, and another truck that's been damaged beyond recognition, apparently from a head-on collision with your own. The truck looks as if it were designed by a madman. You recognize the object stuck in your thigh, a steel bar, violently ejected from the cab of the other truck, has smashed through your windshield like a javelin and pinned you to the spot. Wow, okay, this is a different beginning. My goodness, I don't know who I am or where I am. Alright. You try to think clearly, but your mind is blank. The sheer force of the accident has caused you to lose your memories. Grimacing through the pain, you pull the steel bar from your thigh. Luckily, it hasn't gone through any arteries. You patch yourself up and staunch the bleeding. The pain resonates through you from head to toe. All you can do is sit there and try to clear your thoughts, but you can't think of any explanation for your current situation. Let's search for some clues. You pat yourself down and discover a few things. A thoroughly bloodied ID card. Could be yours, but you can't make out any other information. A notebook. The front bears an inverted purple triangle, and the pages are filled with notes and formulas that you can't make head nor tail of. You find nothing else. Let's look outside. Looking around, you notice that the truck's fuel tank is leaking. Uh-oh. Lost fuel. All of it. This is tough. Looking into the distance, you see smoke billowing on the horizon in a number of places. Maybe you should check them out, I guess. Time to move. Luckily, there's an intact jerry can in your trailer with a little bit of fuel left, but only a little bit. Alright, we got 100. So, we've got main story. We can investigate wreckage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, wow, I start with like a hitch and like an armored car on the back? Okay, so I have guns in my inventory. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and start equipping myself. Yep. Excellent. Okay. So, a little bit stressed. I'm wounded. Understood. One of your truckers is wounded and requires urgent healing. You can heal them by getting a med kit or by visiting a doctor in a city. Wounded truckers can't fight and will die in 4 to 8 days if left untreated. Okay, this is not good. I have a med kit though, so I can should be able to heal myself. You heal with the med kit. All right. Your treatment seems to be working. My wounds are looking better. Okay. I'm on the mend. So I'm not instantly going to die, at least. And my tasks... there aren't many supplies left here, and what little remains will soon be burned up. You need to act quickly to try to salvage anything useful. So let's locate it. And yes, indeed, this is a new map. Do I see anything that looks familiar? Wow, military base? Yikes. Okay. Here's Wreckage 1, so let's just go here. We're gonna be fine. And by fine, I mean I don't have very much fuel. Alright, we made it. You arrive at the source of the smoke. To your surprise, there's only a single truck here. The smoke isn't coming from wreckage after all, but from a bonfire that somebody has lit. Approach it. You approach the bonfire and catch sight of an old, bearded man wearing the same clothes as you and holding a metal pipe over the flames. As the pipe turns red hot, the bearded man presses it against one of his wounds, cauterizing it. Hey man, you okay? As the old man notices your presence, his previously despondent eyes suddenly light up. You're alive, he exclaims. I can't believe it. I thought I was the only one. He coughs again. Do we know each other? What do you mean, do we know each other? The old man's joyful surprise quickly turns to shock, and he begins coughing violently, spitting up blood. You notice that the blood is black. Oh boy. Take it easy, old-timer. Listen, I don't have much time, says the old man before launching into another coughing fit. He gazes at you. The life is clearly fading from his eyes, but you could still see his determination. Those goddamn sons of bitches. Please tell me everything you can. The old man is so weak that he can barely finish a complete sentence, but you catch a few key phrases. Headquarters, New Tyrannus, Underground City, Arcadia Station, and Specimens. By the end, he can no longer speak. He points toward the truck trailer, then slumps down to the floor, no longer moving. Okay, look where he was pointing. You look where the old man was pointing. Inside the trailer are 2 children, staring right back at you. If you're not mistaken, they must be the specimens the old man was talking about. So, a couple of things come to mind immediately. Number one, why go through the pain of cauterizing the wound if you were going to die immediately anyway? Maybe it was just something to do, I guess. I don't know. And then number two, in the previous game, one of my saves, I rescued a child-ish from a secure science facility, and she was gifted, like, amazing. So I wonder if these kids have gone through a similar process and also could potentially be great. The older child, a boy, stands protective and alert in front of the younger girl, looking you in the eyes. You smiled awkwardly. Figure out what to do next. A trucker has joined. Well, I've got some children. All right, so here we are. Yeah, figuring out your next steps is probably a better move than trying to remember whatever it is that you've forgotten. For example, how did you get to New Tyrannus? While you think it over, you might as well check the old guy's truck for any useful items. Check it. The old guy's truck's pretty much empty, except for a few chunks of meat wrapped up in paper. Gross. Alright, we got some infected meat. Fuel? You pop the cap on the fuel tank. You're in luck. Looks like there's a fair amount still left in there. All right, so we got $2,000, which is good. Yeah, figuring out. Okay, and check the tires. You take off the tires only to find that the hubcaps are busted. They won't be of any use to you. All right, what about in the cab? Opening up the cab, your heart soars as you come across a notebook left behind by the old guy, full of useful information. Let's go. I'll read it later. Okay then. We've got a virtue divergence. I bet we do. Let's see. Let me see these kids. Really good at speech. Yeah, look at his skills. He's got 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Yeah, I'll say gifted. And then she is similar. Amazing at cooking, crafting, speech, intellect, and virtue. So, you know, they're brought up for something, but not for fighting, for fishing, not for really doing many physical things at all. Except, I don't know, crafting and cooking, which is... Anyway, here we are. So, I'll hide that tip. We'll have to work on becoming a good dude for these kids. And let's go to the map. But we can protect them. We are the Ronin. And let's go to Wreckage 2 and depart. I got some more gas at least. As the Dustlands stretch out endlessly ahead of you, you realize you're still not sure what you're supposed to do. Might as well take a look through the old man's notebook. Flip through the notebook. The cover page bears an inscription, "Long live mankind." The handwriting is nearly illegible and it takes you a lot of effort to decipher it. Who am I? You flip through the pages, but find no information about yourself. After all, you don't even know your own name. But as luck would have it, the front page contains information about the old guy. Employee number 346, phlebotomy department, security team. The rest of it is illegible. So we were part of a research facility. Who are these kids? You can't find a single thing about them, which strikes you as odd. The old man seemed like the kind of guy who'd write everything down, right? What do you mean by underground? Field Operations Team Memo. Due to a wave of infected attacks, cities on the surface have been essentially abandoned. Remaining survivors have retreated underground. Currently, the old subway system entrances are our connections to the surface. Warning, do not approach surface cities unless strictly necessary. There's a subway system. Okay. I mean, again, I've played a lot of Dustland Delivery, and normally what you're doing is traveling around between these surface cities doing delivery jobs or other work. So the idea that you could do something totally different is certainly a surprise. Maybe he kept a diary? Most of it's day-to-day accounts of the old man's life as a security guard, but some of the later pages catch your eye. What's this at the end? Day 30. Hit by a Dustwolves raid. Convoy has been almost completely wiped out. Security Team 3 fought them to the end. Team 4 tried to draw their fire in order to protect the specimens. They're all dead too. I got hit pretty bad. It's not my own death that bums me out. It's the fact that mankind is looking extinction straight in the eyes. At least Team 1 got away, along with Dr. White. As long as Dr. White's still alive, maybe there's still hope for a happy ending, even if I won't be around to see it. Dr. White? This Dr. White seems important, but who is he and where is he now? On the back page of the notebook, you find a map. Dr. White's name is written at the top, and 3 locations have been circled in red pen. Arcadia Station. The old man mentioned this place, so it must be important. You see a note alongside it, to New Tyrannus. Alright, so Tyrannus is like where we start normally in the previous map. We'll see how that goes. Okay, and the Center for Disease Control. The old man has circled this place and written preparations important next to it. What does that mean? Alright, CDC and headquarters. There's no note next to this one, but the name alone is enough to convince you of its significance. Alright. Dr. White had to be in one of these places. For the time being, you decide that your main objective right now is finding Dr. White. Indeed. Let's go. So we have a goal. And I wonder if these kids can drive. We're going to have to teach him. So let's go ahead. We've got some new tasks. We already investigated Site 2, I think, right? Oh, you know what? Maybe not. Alright, let's go. I thought I had made it there, but no, that was something... That was a stop before... Could we started reading a journal before we got there? That's what it was. Investigate Wreckage 2. You arrive at the smoke-filled stench of road and find a number of trucks strewn across it. Some of them look like yours, others like a madman's truck. They're all riddled with bullet holes. It seems like this was the scene of an intense battle. So this might have been like Team 3 or 4 fighting the Dust Wolves. Take a look. There is no sound from any of the bodies. They're definitely dead. Some of them are wearing clothes that look a lot like yours. Maybe they were your companions. Others are clad in garish garb. They're probably the ones who attacked you. I mean, it would make sense. I'm not like a scientist, but I could have been one of the security detail. Search your companions' corpses. They might have been your companions, but you've got to survive somehow if you're going to figure out who you are. You rifle through their pockets and find a few boxes of medication and some ID cards. By the look of it, they were medical personnel. Alright, we got one med kit. Search the enemies. If these guys killed your friends, then looting their corpses is the least they deserve. You pick up a fair bit of ammo, okay? And then bury our companions. Even if you don't remember them, they were your friends. You can't leave them like this. May they rest in peace. As you're figuring out how to bury the bodies, you hear sudden movement. You turn to discover that they aren't dead after all. You might not remember much, but you know what infected look like, and you're staring straight at them. Alright, so there's a bunch of infected coming at us. And I'll kill them. Let's see if we can handle this. Now, the kids aren't going to be good, but I am. How much ammo do I have? Alright. Come on now. Be good. Oh, God. Oh. This is ridiculous. Am I or not? I guess it's nighttime, so I'm not great, but I'm trained with a gun. Give me a break. If I knew that I was going to miss every turn for 10 turns being a trained mercenary with 40% base accuracy, they're point blank. Give me a break that we didn't hit. Okay, we did win. But that's unreal. Alright. I hope I wasn't hurt too badly. I hit him with the bat. The infected are too many in number. Each time you kill one, another takes its place. You decide to make a hasty retreat, picking up a discarded fuel can off the floor along the way. Why can't I catch a break today? Alright, we did get some fuel. Okay, so I still have plenty of ammo. Let's go to the map. And this is number 4. Arcadia Station. There's Wreckage 3. Well, 4 is closer, so we're going to go to that one. My crew is fatigued. We might need to camp out. You come across a small pool of water. You think there are fish in there, but you aren't sure. Let's try our luck. It's a drainage ditch. It's raw sewage. That's great for us. Okay, so we're tired, which means we need to camp. And can we... The temperature of our car is fine. Tire situation is fine. The hull is damaged. How much scrap do I have? I could spend 500 to totally repair it. I don't think that's worth it necessarily at the moment. I'll leave it going, and then let's see about... I don't... Let's see, can I cook anything? What does this turn into? Grilled human flesh. Oh, gross. Okay, so, instead, let's, make bread pork to make a sandwich. Stir-fried vegetables seem good. Alright. We're doing great cooking because these kids are amazing at cooking. Alright. Excellent. Okay, let's just get a little bit of food. Alright. We need to, party, hook up, or share knowledge. Not much of this is useful. We could share knowledge, though. See what that gets us. Ooh, this is a dangerous place. I don't know if we can actually sleep here successfully or not. I'm gonna try it. I have to. Okay, we gotta set out. A little safer. Alright. You arrive at the source of the smoke and encounter truck wreckage spread all over, along with a number of bodies strewn across the ground. It's a grim sight. You notice that there are arguably two types of wreckage here. Some are ordinary truck parts, very similar to your own. The rest look like parts from the bizarre-looking truck that you collided with. You realize that you're desperately low on supplies. As you size up the trucks, wondering whether they might contain anything of value, you hear a faint groan in the distance. The flames of the wreckage are growing larger, and oil is spreading across the ground. Whatever you do, you'd better do it quick. Search for... what do I want? Survivors? Supplies, or get the heck out? Let's find survivors, sure. You follow the ground and find a man lying on the floor. He's very oddly dressed. His clothes seem to be pierced through with nails, and what skin you could see is covered in lurid tattoos. In fact, he looks a lot like the truck you just crashed into. He seems not to have noticed you, and continues groaning in pain on the floor. Okay, so, this is a bad man, probably. And let's strike up a conversation. Seeing you approach, he stares blankly for a second. Then he suddenly rises to his feet and lunges towards you, roaring what you assume are obscenities in a language you don't understand. Try to reason with him. It's no good. He doesn't seem to understand. And then he collapses to the floor. Oh, he hurt the young girl. Oh my god. Okay, well, he has a gun. Finders keepers. Well, we got a shotgun. The burning fuel continues to snake across the floor. Time to get out of here. You're barely clear of the wreckage when you hear another explosion. Turning around, you see that the whole convoy has practically turned to ash. That was a close one. Okay, my goodness. All right, we need to heal her, and we'll give her the ointment. Excellent. So she's better. And let me see, this pipe gun, like, we're going to go with the shotgun for our main guy because it's usable. And then you can use... I know you might not be great with it, but we need some extra shooting power here. Guess what? You're on. His name is Nails, so maybe I should give him the nail bat. It's Kai, Nails, and Sienna. Just a dream team here. Okay. You know, it's like, you don't really imagine how it's going to go, but I was kind of thinking the mercenary would go first towards the guy and the kids would stay back. Like, I don't even need them to explore, but I guess you can't help them being there. So we're going to set out. Oh, and we need to go here. We're driving through the marsh. This is not ideal. All right. You arrive at the smoke-filled area and find a number of still intact trucks. They might even have something inside. Only problem is the area is also filled with shambling humanoid creatures. You remember what they are. Infected. I'm going to fight them again. These are really hard. But that's okay. It's daytime, so we should be a little bit more accurate. So, I'm going to shoot. There you go. And then that's what I'm talking about. Oh, man. Maybe it was just a night, but that kid was gangbusters. They're almost dead. Bam. All right. Having wiped out the nearby infected, you open the truck only to find that there's hardly any supplies left inside. Then again, there's a couple of things that you could make use of. Better than nothing. Okay, so we got a helmet, a blade, and some fuel. This is actually all pretty good. So let's go ahead and go in here. And we'll give this kid a hat. And... you know, we can give her something to fight with, I guess, if it comes to it. And then, we could try to fish. I can't remember how this works. Okay. I forget how to do this. Okay, well, we got better at fishing anyway. Let's see if we can get some. Alright, so we reduced our stress. I don't think we actually caught any fish, but we really tried. So let's just get out of here. And we can watch the sunset, which is really good for you. And we need to sleep. Okay, this area is terrifying. What is up with us? We're still tired. But we got to set out. The risk is too high. Okay, I'm going to rest. Okay. And now let's look at the map. Well, here's Arcadia Station, so I guess this is where we go. I don't really need to fish. I do have a lot of food. I have so many rations. All right. We encountered an animal seller. Oh, okay, cool. How much money do I have? How much are your dogs? hunting dog is actually pretty good. It's very expensive, but we might need it to survive. What is your hunting? 12. It's actually really good. Alright, so now we are excellent at hunting. Not good at fishing, but really good at hunting. Okay. Alright, this place leads to the underground. So we now... New Tyrannus is a city in the underground. You might find some clues about Dr. White here. Alright, we made it. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Boy, this is what the DLC is all about, or one part of it anyway with this map, and it's totally new. Let's head down. Let's see what happens. We have arrived in Arcadia Station. Okay. We can camp here. What do they have at this city? Oh, wow, look at this. It's a whole network underground. So here's New Tyrannus, the city. And this is where we entered. There's also these test track areas. So we want to go this way. Sweet. Well, everyone, I think this is a great first look at the Dustland Delivery DLC. And this new story, it starts us off as, an amnesiac security member with 2 test subject children trying to survive. And now we can go into the subway and drive our truck through here, under rail style. And I'd love to know what you think of this DLC so far. Have you heard that Dustland Delivery was releasing DLC? Have you played this game at all, even in its prior state? I played it a bunch through early access at different iterations, and always have a good time with this game. We're doing actually pretty well in terms of fuel, water, ammo, and food starting out, but we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what the story develops into as we track down Dr. White. I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'll check you next time. Take care.